Well, everyone, I've not done a video in a long time. I've been pulling 60 and 70-hour weeks at work, so not really had time to do a lot. As you can see, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree's in the middle, which I think is kind of cool. My wife did that. Not done a lot. I haven't had time. But there's also a reason. The reason that I've not done a lot is because I am getting set to tear down and rebuild. Take that in for a second. Those that still watch this are probably like, he's what? Yeah, I'm actually getting set to redo everything. I'm going to turn this layout into a 5 by 10 instead of a 4 by 8. So yeah, there'll be an extra 2 foot here out to 5 foot. Then there'll be a 1 foot by 8 foot. So I'll have the 10 foot length and the 5 foot width. And I'm going to use the same 1/2 inch plywood. A member of the forum actually had a really good idea and said to build another frame. So I'm going to actually add it to my existing frame and bring it out. Do the same thing with the end and bring it out. And I'm actually going to switch to 28 inch outer and 22 inch inner. I've also got some really sad news. I had to sell my J. I got a really good offer that I could not refuse, and I was having some problems with my vehicles. We are a 2-car family, and one of my vehicles was actually having some issues with the oil. At first we thought it was the oil pump, but in fact it was some other smaller things, but I still sold it to fix it. But you know, things happen. I'm a father, I'm a husband, so I've got to take care of my family before any of this happens. Still going to keep the yard, but I'm going to try to change the yard. I'm actually going to get a switcher. If Rocky still has it, I might buy the one off of him because his is already running PCC. I am going to eventually switch to Kato, but for the time being, I'm going to stick with my Bachmann. The Bachmann is very easy to use. You know, there's pros and cons. The Bachmann's a lot cheaper than Kato. Kato is extremely expensive, but it's also a better quality. I really have issues with these turnouts. I derail a lot, so I have to basically crawl over them. I've seen videos of several of the members on the forums with the Kato. They're going full throttle across their turnouts. Nothing, no issues. If I did that with this, there'd be stuff everywhere. But it's okay. I am happy with the layout. Still could not figure out how to bridge the gap. I don't know why. I tried everything and it just wouldn't bridge. But I'm actually here shortly, maybe even tonight, going to tear down and rebuild. Don't worry, there will be a flat layout for now. I'm going to keep the inner here, and just kind of play around with the inner yard. But in order to expand, I've got to take out all the foam, all the risers and everything to expand out, and glue on and seam and add extra foam. And it's a project, but I quickly realized that the steam era trains are very hard to articulate around curves. 22s will work, but they get bunched up very easily. So 28s are, to me, are better suited for steam trains. My diesels, they fly through 22s and even 18s. The passenger cars, they'll do 18s. They don't like it. They do 22s perfectly fine. So that way, when these switch to a 22 inner and 28 outer, I'll actually be able to realistically have a switching yard. Plus, with the added length, I'll be able to expand out, as I talked before. Going to keep it a short video. Just wanted to tell those who still watch, yeah, it's going to suck to tear it down and rebuild it, but by me doing so, I'll be able to actually permanently glue the risers down, paint it, add actual yardage, add actual scenery, because I'll have a 28 and a 22, so I'll be fine to run anything on that. I have decided my next purchase on down the line will be a Broadway Limited Paragon 3 with steam J611. I'm going all out. It's not going to be cheap, but sometimes you gotta play a little ball to have a little fun, but it's okay. The wife already approved it because she was surprised that I actually sold my J train, but things happen. I'm only 35, so I think I'm still young. So not really going to worry about the track issue right now since I'm expanding out. I'm actually probably going to start getting the plywood and stuff possibly this week. The plywood, the 2x4s, and just start adding on. Start building the frame again. I actually have some extra wood still laying right there. I might still have some in the back of the truck, so it might actually save me some money. You never know. As I said, probably going to keep this a short video. Yeah, tear down, rebuild. That's the hobby, though. You do it, you try it, you see how you like it, decide you don't like it, you just change it. It doesn't mean you stop. I'm still going to keep the over-under. It'll be a more efficient layout. The risers will be, the incline decline, those are risers, will actually be in a more gentle curve. So I might be able to even switch back to 3%, which will be easier on steam trains, less slippage. But I've already paid for these, I've already used these, so I'm probably stuck with the 4%. So, I'll probably stick with 4%. It's no big deal. But, just gonna get set to hop off here. It's gonna suck and be depressing to start to box this up. Probably won't box everything up. I may even go ahead and switch to a 22-inch yard and just run that for now and take out all the foam and enjoy it still. Just get rid of the 18 on the inner and just start running my 22 on the inner as the under part, and still keep that back there, still roll with it like that. So probably next time you see me, I'll have the yard, but I'll be rocking 22s, and then I'll be adding on paneling, plywood, frames. Shouldn't really have to extend the legs. Should be braced enough to do it as long as I don't lean on it. But I shouldn't have to brace the legs because I hate to build another set of legs. So I'll probably just run extra bracing in the framework and a lot of screws on the inside there to help hold it still, and probably even glue the wood to the other wood and then screws. So once it's assembled, it's not going to move. Was impressed with the over-under. Yeah, it did have some issues. I wouldn't say issues. Had to fine-tune it. It's like wine. You have to have it. You have to let it age and experiment. I had said short video. It's not a short video. Whoops. Surprise, surprise. I'm always long-winded. I have decided to build my Spirit of 76 myself. I don't know why. It's just something I feel compelled to do. I know I told Rocky about that, and he said, dude, it's fine. I think it's because my grandfather had built the coal trains and stuff himself, and he always kept my old trains running and going very well. I already have a frame sitting here. I mean, Heck, if I'm doing a video, I might just take the frame on out. It's an Athearn blue box frame, and I'm going to run an Athearn Genesis drivetrain. Not sure if I'm going to go with 8-wheel or 6-wheel. And what I mean by that is, have 4 and 4 or 6 and 6. I don't know yet. I kind of like how my Athearn looks now with the 6 and the 6, but the older eras were just running 4 and 4. So I'll probably stick with the era. I have told a few people on the forums I'm doing several different things. I'm doing current passenger service, which is this, using a nostalgic train, which is the J611. The cars themselves are also older. And technically, it's present day, but it's a boutique train. It's there to look pretty and do. It doesn't always haul passenger. It's not really in service. I'm doing late 70s, early 80s coal, Norfolk, Western, and Southern. I'm doing present day Norfolk Southern, coal, and freight. I'm doing CSX, present day, coal, and freight. The reason I'm doing so much different things, that's what runs here. My actual hometown, it's only an hour up the road, runs coal. The CSX actually drives through my current town, coal and freight. They have their own lines. Norfolk Southern has their own lines. Sometimes they use each other's services and their lines, and they have to pay a fee, which is weird. But right across the road from me, literally, I walk out my door and walk not even a quarter of a mile, and I'm at a Norfolk Southern freight line. So I'm going to be running a lot of stuff. I'm going to be running a lot of different options and a lot of things to have, just have fun with, which is the whole idea behind the hobby. Haven't had time to do anything. But, that's part of being an adult. But for those who watch the video, I just found out I'm having another son. Those that didn't know, I am expecting my second child. And we just found out it's another boy. So I'm going to have 2 boys. So I'm going to have 2 sons. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this. We're hopefully going to try to have a house within the next year to year and a half. We've got this is actually becoming a bedroom. So we'll actually have room in the house and everything. Well, it's a townhouse, but it works. But back on track. As I said, getting set to start framework again. Going to add in. Going to turn this into an even bigger set. Plans for an expansion is a 10 by 18 by 10. I'm going to keep this yard here, and then with me expanding out, I'll have room to actually go ahead and put in switches. So drive in and tour the town and then drive back out. And then if I want to while I'm in, I can stay in, I can back up and switch to the inner, just run around. A lot of options. I'm addicted to the hobby. I had to watch myself about spending. I tend to, bills come first, but sometimes if you have a little bit extra, these tend to get selfish, and I apologize to my wife for that already, and she understood. It's a new hobby. It's exciting, but I'm going to hop off here. Thank you to those that still watch this. And, like I said, you're probably in shock that I'm getting set to rebuild. The next time you see it, it's going to be a few weeks. It's the holidays. You might not even hear from me for a month. Got a lot of stuff to do. It's the holidays. A lot of work as usual. And my anniversary is also in December. So you won't see me for a bit. Wanted to do a video. Thank y'all again feel free to drop your input on the Facebook post I shared, not the YouTube post. Thank y'all. Bye.